Regarding market research, we've talked about in the abstract of why it's important to go after large markets and the economy of scale and so on and so forth. Now let's get to the concrete and actually say how one would go about empirically sizing up a market. There's a number of tools that we have enumerated here for doing this. One of the things that you want to do right off the bat is whatever industry you're interested in, go to Google Books, read SEC filings. There's a link over here to the Edgar system. You can start looking for companies that you know and read their 10Ks and their S1s and so on and so forth. We'll do more of this later, but just start to experiment with Googling around and looking at that site. And you want to do a back of the envelope estimate of market size. So here's our working example. Let's say that people would want to move their bank accounts from USD to RMB. So back of the envelope estimate is how many people would want to do that and how much would they want to convert. And you can look for example, the number of people who are traveling to China, the number of people who are opening businesses in China, the size of how much people will do as a conversion when they immigrate versus when they just go for tourism, so on and so forth. This would be something where you just get a quick back of the envelope. And then you can solidify that by using the keyword planner and Facebook's advertiser tools. So look at figure 7 to 8 on this. Basically, you should click these URLs and actually go there. If you go to facebook.com/advertising, there's a real-time census, which you can, put things in over here, the location and the age, gender, interest. So we're looking at everybody who's interested in Kickstarter. So there's like 1 million people roughly who live in the United States who like Kickstarter on Facebook. That's pretty interesting, right? And Facebook will charge you roughly this amount to, reach those people. Google has a somewhat different tool. And with this tool, basically the keyword planner, this will give you statistics not by user, but by search query. And that's better in some ways, worse in other ways. So it's better in some ways because you're targeting people who actually have intent, but it won't necessarily give you a census of the potential demand if you were to increase demand, with advertising or something. But these together can give you a really good set of numbers on the number of people who are interested in some area or some topic and so on. And each of them checks the other. So that's how you can get some, concrete numbers that are a little better than back of the envelopes. And then from that point, you can go towards setting up like a landing page. You can use LaunchRock and photos from iStock Photo, icons from this icon finder service. And we're going to mostly focus on the crowdfunder concept for the purposes of this class. But LaunchRock can be a complement to that approach, basically putting up a landing page and seeing whether people click. Finally, you can use an AdWords or Facebook ads budget to see whether or not people land on your LaunchRock page and where they'll actually buy what it is that you're selling. And so this is really, from the lean startup school, the so-called minimal viable product. And what you're really doing is advertising it even before it's built, just to see whether people will actually buy it at that price. And so this is kind of, a flow for how one would actually do market research concretely.